Okay, good evening to all students. In today's session, we are going to start the practical questions on mutual fund. Previous class, we completed the introduction part, complete theory explanation regarding mutual fund. Okay, in today's session, we are going to start the numerical questions or practical questions on mutual fund. So first, we are going to solve the practical questions on NAV per unit calculation. How to calculate the net asset value per unit. Okay, so we'll start now. Question number 1. Question number 1. Cinderella Mutual Fund has following assets in scheme Rudolph at close of business on 31st March 2014. Company Nairobi Limited, Dhaka Limited, Senegal Limited, Cairo Limited. Number of shares 25,000, 35,000, 29,000, 40,000. Market price per share 20, 300, 380, 500. Total number of units of scheme Rudolph is 10 lakhs. The scheme Rudolph has accrued expenses of 2,50,000 and other liabilities of 2 lakhs. Calculate net asset value per unit of the scheme Rudolph. So you have to calculate the net asset value per unit, NAV per unit. Okay. So very simple. First, whenever we calculate the net asset value, first we have to calculate the market value of portfolio. So Cinderella Mutual Fund Company has invested the money in different company shares. Nairobi, Dakar, Senegal, Cairo. So number of shares will be 25,000, 35,000, 29,000, 40,000. And this is the market price. So first we have to calculate the market value of portfolio. So market value is what? 25,000 into 20, 35,000 into 300, 29,000 into 380, 40,000 into 500. So from this we will get market value of portfolio. Okay. From this market value of portfolio, we have to deduct liabilities and expenses. So accrued expenses will be 2,50,000, liabilities will be 2 lakhs. Other assets are not available like cash in hand, etc. So directly we will get net asset that will be divided by number of units. So number of units will be 10 lakhs here. Number of units will be 10 lakhs here. Okay, so we'll start now. So first you can write statement of NAV per unit, a calculation of NAV per unit. First item is market value of portfolio. So this we have to calculate in working notes. Then Other assets. Accrued expenses. So this will be closing net assets. Okay, so first we have to find out market value of portfolio. First company is Nairobi. $25,000 to 20. Dhaka Limited 35,000 to 300. Senegal Limited 380. Cairo Limited 500. This we have to calculate. Five lakhs. One crore 5 lakhs. Lakh 20,000. 2 crores. So 4 crore 20 lakh 20,000. Other assets not available minus 450. So 4 crore 15 lakh 70,000. Next, NAV per unit. 4 crore 15 lakhs 70,000. 4 crore 15 lakhs 70,000 divided by how many units? 10 lakh units. So 41.57 per unit. So 41.57 per unit is the answer. Can I note this? Yes, correct. This is the first solution. So net asset value per unit is net assets divided by number of units. So net assets here is 4 crore 15 lakh 70,000. Number of units will be 10 lakhs. Market value of portfolio we have calculated in workings, and other assets are not given. Liabilities, accrued expenses and other liabilities 4 lakh 50,000. So accordingly net assets by number of units. चलिए next question. Question number second. Calculate NAV of a regular income scheme on per unit basis of Red Bull mutual fund from the following information: rupees in crores, particulars, listed shares at cost X dividend 30 crores, cash in hand 0.75 crores, bonds and debentures at cost X interest 2.3 crores. Of these bonds not listed and not quoted, 1. Other fixed interest securities at cost 2.5, dividend accrued 0.8, amount payable on shares 8.32, expenditure accrued 1, value of listed bonds and debentures at NAV date 10. Additional information: number of units rupees 10 face value 30 lakhs. So total 30 lakh units are there. Current realizable value of fixed income securities of face value 100 is 106.5. The listed shares were purchased when index was 7,100 and present index is 9,000. Unlisted bonds and debentures are at cost. Other fixed interest securities are also at cost. So here unlisted bonds also at cost, other fixed interest securities are also at cost. So because of this, listed shares, already this point is given. Bonds and debentures, unlisted, this point is given. Fixed income securities, This particular point is given. Then value of listed bonds also given 10. So current realizable value of fixed income securities, this is not required actually, because already they mentioned other fixed interest securities are also at cost. Okay, right sir. Other fixed income securities are also at cost. Clear? Right sir. Clear? Again simple question, very easy question. So calculation of net assets, net asset value. Rupees in crores. So market value of portfolio. Again we have to calculate in working note. Next, cash in hand 0.75, dividend accrued 2.5, 3.8, expenditure accrued amount payable on shares. Market value of portfolio. Market value of portfolio, first listed shares. Listed shares 30 given. Present index is 9,000. And when this is purchased, 7,100. So according to this, we have to change the value. So 338.028. और 3 कर दो इसको. Next is unlisted bonds. Unlisted bonds. Unlisted bonds and debentures are at cost. Unlisted bonds. Of these bonds not listed and quoted, 2.3. This one. Bonds and debentures at cost 2.3. Of these not listed and not quoted, 1. And unlisted bonds and debentures at cost, so 1. Listed bonds and debentures. Value is already given. Given value 10. Next, other fixed interest securities. Other fixed interest securities is also at cost. So at cost. So 2.5. 51.53. So 51.53. Here 53.08. Forty-three point seven. 43.76. Okay, right. Now we have to calculate NAV per unit. Okay, working is completed. Now we have to calculate NAV per unit. Okay, so listed shares, when shares purchase index 7,100, right now 9,000, so current value will be multiplied, and this date, the date on which it is purchased, that value will be denominator. Unlisted bonds at cost only, listed bonds also, value is given 10 crores. Other fixed interest securities, value is given. So this is not considered, this is ignored because there is no impact of this item. Right, sir. Now you have to calculate the NAV per unit. Right? Yes, sir. So 43.76 divided by this is crores. Units 30 lakhs. 0.3. 145.87. 0.3 crores or 30 lakhs. So 145.87 per unit. Okay, right, sir. This is the final result. You'll note this. Dividend accrued means dividend receivable by mutual fund company. Dividend accrued means dividend receivable by mutual fund company. Because mutual fund company will invest the, so they will likely to receive interest, dividend, etc. So we'll start next question now. Okay. Question number 3. Right. Based on following information, determine NAV of regular income scheme on per unit basis. So listed shares at cost, cash in hand, bonds and debentures at cost. Of these bonds not listed and quoted, other fixed interest securities, dividend accrued, amount payable on shares, expenditure accrued, number of units, rupees 10 face value, current realizable value of fixed income securities. Listed shares were purchased when index was 1000, present index is 2300. Value of listed bonds and debentures at NAV date, it there has been diminution of 20% in unlisted bonds and debentures. Other fixed interest securities are at cost. Okay, so other fixed interest securities are at cost here, तो ये at cost है. Other fixed interest securities at cost. Okay, so we'll start now. Calculation of net assets. First, market value. Portfolio. expenditure accrued 0.75, 6.32. Market value of portfolio, listed shares 20 to 2300 by 1000. 46 unlisted bonds. Here 20% diminution is taking place. Unlisted bonds and debentures. Of these bonds not listed and quoted 4.3. Okay. See. Bonds and debentures at cost 4.3. Of these bonds not listed and quoted 1. So 1 में से minus कर. Unlisted bonds minus 20%. 0.8. Next. Listed bonds. And debentures. This is already given. Okay. 8. Other fixed interest securities. This is also at cost. $4.5. $59.3. $54.26. 54.26. How many units? 20 lakhs. 271.30 per unit. Can you note this? Okay, yes, completed. Right, sir. Question number 4. Question number 4. A mutual fund made an issue of 10 lakh units of rupees 10 each on January 1, 2008. No entry load was charged. It made the following investments: 50,000 equity shares of trade each at 160, 80 lakhs, 7% government securities 8 lakhs, 9% debentures 5 lakhs, 10% debentures listed 5 lakhs, total 98 lakhs. During their dividend of 12 lakh were received on equity shares. Interest on all types of debt securities was received as and when due. At the end of the year, equity shares and 10% debentures are quoted at 175% and 90% respectively. Other investments are at par. Find out net asset value per unit given that operating expenses paid 5 lakhs. Also find out NAV mutual fund has distributed dividend of 0.8 per unit during the year to the unit holders. So here two NAVs we have to calculate. One is without dividend, another is with dividend. So if there is no dividend declared and distributed, what is the NAV? There is a dividend distributed, then what will be the NAV? Okay, right, sir. So first we have to calculate the market value of portfolio. So market value of portfolio is here 175% and 10% debenture. This is 90%. 90%. The 175%, the 90%. Remaining is same. Okay, right, sir. And dividend 12 lakh received. Interest on all types of securities also received. Here. Then operating expenses 5 lakhs. In this question, cash in hand will also be to calculate. Cash in hand. How to calculate cash in hand? First, 10 lakh units mutual fund company has issued at the rate of 10. So it means 1 crore rupees they receive. Right, sir. From this 1 crore, 98 lakh rupees invested. Much invested? 98 lakh. Cash balance how much? 2 lakhs. Yes, sir. So this also required. Understand? So 1 crore minus 98 lakh. Cash balance how much? 2 lakhs. This is also important calculation. Right? So we'll start now. Means cash at beginning of there is 2 lakh rupees, but they are receiving dividend also, interest also, and after all these adjustments, cash balance will change. So closing cash balance also we have to calculate because interest also they are receiving, dividend also received. After receipt of interest and dividend, total cash how much, that also we have to calculate in working note. It is very simple calculation by 2 lakhs is main calculation. Initially 1 lakh unit, 10 lakh units issued, 10 rupees, so 1 crore received. From 1 crore, 98 lakh rupees invested by the asset management company. So 2 lakh rupees cash balance. From investment, they received 12 lakh rupees dividend also, interest also. So if you add this interest and dividend in 2 lakh rupees cash balance, closing balance will come. That's it. Right, sir. Next. Minus No liabilities are given. Market value of portfolio. So market value of portfolio is first shares. What is the value? 175%. 175% is the share value. So 175% is the share value. So first equity share. $25. 87,50,000. Next. $10 debentures. 90%. Remaining at cost. So 1 crore 50 lakhs. Next is closing balance of cash. Closing cash and bank balance. First, the closing cash bank balance you can calculate by preparing cash book also, assets payments also. First, proceeds from issue of units, ten lakh units into 10, 1 crore. Next, minus investments made, $98 lakhs. Balance 2 lakhs. Now in this dividend, income from investment, income from investment, income from investments we have to add. So income from investments will be dividend and interest. First dividend how much? 12 lakhs. Next is interest on securities. Interest on securities. So interest on securities में first government securities, $8 lakhs in 1%. 8 lakh rupees government security, 7% interest rate. 56. Next is unlisted debenture. $5 lakhs in 9%. $45,000. Next listed debenture. Listed debenture 5 lakhs in 10%. Interest is calculated on face value. So this is total interest received. Okay. From this, operating expenses are paid. What is paid? Operating expenses. 2 lakhs plus lakhs, 1,000, 1,000 lakh. Operating expenses. Operating expenses 5 lakhs. So this is closing balance of cash. Closing balance of cash or bank. Okay. You'll note this. So market value of portfolio 1 crore 50 lakhs. Closing balance of cash and bank 10 lakh 51,000. Okay, so 10 lakh 51,000 is closing cash and bank balance. So market value of portfolio 50 lakhs. Ten lakh 51,000. So total 1 crore 5 lakhs. One crore 15 lakh 51,000. Okay. Now we have to calculate the NAV. Two NAVs we have to calculate here. Number of units 10 lakhs. $7.551. Next, NAV if dividend is distributed. How much dividend? 80 paise. On 10 lakh units, 80 paise dividend distributed. 10.75. 10.751. Okay, so this is dividend distributed. NAV per unit if dividend distributed, the rate of 80 paise per unit. Okay, so 80 paise per unit dividend distributed. So 10 lakh units into 80 paise, 8 lakhs minus from this divided by 10 lakh units. So 10.75 rounded off value. You'll note this. Yes, correct. Correct. ये थोड़ा वैल्यू गलत आया क्या? ₹1 crore 5 lakhs. ₹1 crore 5 lakhs. Yes. You'll note this. Right. नोट कर ली क्या? ओके. क्वेश्चन नंबर 5. 6 होमवर्क में रहेगा आपका. Homework. A 6 is similar question. So this question students have to solve in homework. Now question number 5. A mutual fund made an issue of new fund offer on 1st January 21 of 10 lakh units at the rate of 10. No entry load was made. It was made the following investment: 25,000 equity shares of XYZ Limited, 100 each, 320, 80 lakhs, 5% government securities, 10% non-convertible debentures, unlisted, 8% unlisted debentures, 10 lakhs. During the year, dividend of 8 lakhs were received on equity shares. Interest on all types of debt securities were received. On 31st December 21, equity shares were appreciated by 15%. while unlisted debentures were quoted at 20% premium. XYZ Limited on 15th December 21 in its annual general meeting declared interim dividend of 10% on and bonus shares at 1:10 with the record date of 28 December 2021. ओके XYZ लिमिटेड में मिल रहा है उसको ओके कंपनी का bonus shares and dividend also. Find out NAV per unit on 31st December given that operating expenses paid during the year 3 lakhs. Find out NAV if mutual fund has distributed dividend of 50 paise. Dividend of 50 paise per unit during the year to the investors. If you are investor, find out what is annualized return. Okay, annualized return also we have to calculate. Okay, similar question, slight modification taken place and this extra point given. Calculation of net assets. देखिए first market value of XYZ Limited shares we have to calculate. Okay, because this is changing here, shares are changing here. Okay, first shares purchased. Shares purchased 25,000 plus bonus shares also come. One is to 10 ratio. Thousand 27,500 shares. Now 27,500 shares in 320. Much appreciation? 10%. $20. $1 crore 1,20,000. Okay, XYZ. Second, 5% government securities 4 lakhs. Third, non-convertible debenture listed debenture value increasing 20%. One crore, one crore. Market value of shares is closing cash and bank balance. Closing cash and bank balance. This you can do in working note. Okay, इसको वर्किंग नोट में कर लेंगे. Similar to previous step. Okay, first, how many units they issued? 10 lakh at the rate of 10 minus investment made. Then dividend received, interest received minus operating expenses. Proceeds from issue of units. Ten lakhs into 10. 1 crore. Investments made 80 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs. 89 lakhs. Okay. After this, dividend. Dividend income. Dividend income 8 lakhs. Interest income. Interest income में government securities, four lakhs and 5%. Non-convertible debenture 5 lakhs in 10%. Debt debenture next operating expense operating expenses 7 lakh 50. So 7 lakh 50,000 is your closing cash balance. 7 lakh 50,000 is what? Closing cash balance. Okay. Here one more point is given. Yes. So 3 answers we have to calculate here. Copy this. Okay, right. So here we have to mention 7 lakh accrued income accrued income. Okay. XYZ Limited on 15th December 2021 in its annual general meeting declared interim dividend of 10% bonus shares 1:1. So 10 rupees income also. 10 rupees income also. Accrued income. How many shares? 25,000 shares are 10 rupees. Back 1 crore 20. Liabilities are not there. So this is closing net asset. Closing net assets. Okay. Accrued income is dividend. Dividend receivable. 10 rupees dividend on 25,000. Right. Chalo, so we have to calculate NAV now. Answer. NAV per unit 1 crore 52 lakh divided by 10 lakh unit. One 13 point. Next, NAV per unit dividend is paid. Dividend paid 1 crore 10 lakh units. Dividend 50 paise. $12.12. Third, annualized return. This we will understand at later stage. Annualized return. Annualized return means total how much return they are generating. NAV at end 12.7 plus dividend. Dividend total 10 point. Means if you are investing in mutual fund, you are getting dividend of 50 paise and NAV 12.72. Total how much? 13.22. On this we have to calculate the return. So 13.2 divided by 10 into 100. Okay. So 132.22%, 132.2 per annum. Okay. Why this is calculated? Understand at later stage. Here also initially we'll explain. 1st January 2021, new fund offer was made, and we are calculating on which date? 31st December 21. Okay. So 1st January 21 is 31st December 21. Exactly duration is not given, only your investor find out what is annualized return is given. Annualized return means 1 year how much return is generated or earned, that is given. So annualized return is dividend 50 paise generated, NAV 12.72 generated. So this is converted into annualized return 132.2%. Okay. How to calculate this? This part we'll discuss at later stage. Don't worry. आगे है इसके क्वेश्चंस, तो पूरा एक्सप्लेनेशन भी कर दिया जाएगा आपको. Period return. Okay. annualized return here. Okay, okay, don't worry. So annualized return part, wait, after particular concept we'll discuss. Okay, okay, right sir. Okay, note this, complete this. This is a new question, recent एग्जाम में नया क्वेश्चन ड्राफ्ट करे वो लोग. Okay, bonus share, and in the question they have given dividend point also. Wait. चले, right. Okay, question number, this portion already I explained. At later stage I will explain, don't discuss anything. Okay, आगे समझ में आ जाएगा आपको, because one point is coming ना. Question number 6 homework. Now we are starting question number 7. 7. A mutual fund company has following assets under it on close of business as on company LMNP, number of shares 20,000, 30,000, 20,000. 1st February 2012 market price per share 20, 312.4, 61.2, 505.1. 2nd February 2012 market price per share 20.5, 83.1, 503.9. Calculate net asset value of the fund as on 1st February 2012. Following information is given. Assuming Mr. A submit a check of 30 lakhs to the mutual fund and fund manager of this company purchase 8,000 shares of M Limited and balance amount is held in bank. In such a case, what would be the position of the fund? Find new NAV of the fund on 2nd February 2002. Okay, find करना है आपको. First NAV 1st February find करना है. That is very simple. Again, you have to calculate the market value. 20,000 into 20, 30,000 into 312, 20,000 into 361 like this, and we have to divide with number of units. After that, Mr. A has given 30 lakh rupees check. So, mutual fund company will issue the units here according to the NAV. Then units will increase, and they have invested this 30 lakh rupees in M Limited on purchase of 8,000 shares, and remaining is bank balance. All this we have to use in calculation. Very simple question, easy question है, देखिए. So 28.84. This is the first answer. Complete this. Very simple calculation, bhai. Number of shares into market price per share. Amount coming. Amount divided by how many units? 6 lakh units. So NAV per unit. Already this type of calculation from first question onwards we are repeating. Note this. चलिए point number 1 noted ना. Right. Now second calculation. Revised position of fund after receipt of check. So L limited same 20,000 shares. So change, but M limited will change now because in M limited the fund manager has invested 8,000 shares. So he increased the investments in M limited. So previously how much? 30,000 tha, now 8,000 increased. Previously it was 30,000, now 8,000 increased. Previously it was 30,000, now 8,000 will increase here. 38,000 will. Meaning is same. The market price is 312. Now cash balance also we have to calculate how much cash available. ₹30 lakh check given. From this 8,000 shares purchase, M Limited, the rate of 312 be subtracted. Relax. Five lakh 800. Cash balance is 5 lakhs 800. 5 lakhs 800 is cash. This is total amount. Now NAV. Now how many units? Previously it was 6 lakh units. Now 30 lakh rupees check from Mr. A, and when NAV is calculated on date 78.84 according to 78.84 number of units. Total units will lakh plus lakh divided 38 52 units. 8,052 units. 52 rounded off. Take 53 also. Lakhs 8,000. Okay, this is number of units. Now again we have to calculate the net asset value on 2nd February from 2nd February point of view. Here not required. 2nd February point of view we have calculation of NAV. 2nd February 2002. Now price on 2nd February is 20.5 is 83.1 503 cash same 5 lakh 800. Four lakh 10. Five crore 24 lakh 86. Navy total number of units 6 lakh 38,000. Two point two NAV. So this is the final answer. Okay, can you note this? And any doubt is there? Please communicate here. Mr. Ramesh has given 30 lakh rupees check. So mutual fund company will give the units or not? So on which date he is given? On that date, what was the NAV? 78.8. So 30 lakh rupees divided by 78.84. So he will get 38,052 units. So after that, total number of units will be how much? Previously 6 lakhs. Now 38,052 units mutual fund company issued. Total 638.52. So when you calculate NAV on 2nd February, number of units will not be 6 lakhs. 638.52. Increase taken place. Understand? So accordingly we calculated. Okay. Okay. चलिए, so today we are stopping here only because most of the students are celebrating the festival today only. So if we continue, they will miss lot. So today we are stopping here only. Next class will be updated in your group. Okay. So thank you. Good night. Any doubts, queries? Message here. Yes. Any doubts or queries? Message. Till this, all points are clearly understand now. Yes, till this, any doubt, query, any calculation which is not clear, or everything, whatever we discussed so far, ultimately 100% understand? Here, okay. Chaliye, so we'll continue tomorrow. Good night.